to wear my glasses for this one.
I think you need to put on your splaining glasses because we're going to talk about frequency frenzy. And this guy right here, this is the champion right here. Chris, KC3PIB, has done all of the coding on this. You guys have played this once or twice before. If you haven't, we're going to go through how to make this stuff work real quick. You go to frequencyfrenzy.live, and I'm talking to my own ear here. Hold on a second.
We can hear you, sir.
You're good.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
going.
I can also hear me. I can hear me like a couple seconds delayed, like Jim on stream the other day. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. You go to frequencyfrenzy.live, and oh, look at that. I don't know how I did that. Up in the upper corner, there is this thing called settings, and you can go through all your settings. First off, you can make it dark mode if you're one of those dark mode people like me,
I'm dark.
and then you can do measuring units if you want it sensible or if you want it America. You can pick your time zone, like the world's best time zone ever, GMT. We're going to leave that
Central.
C word off of there. We don't talk about the C word. And then map projections, you want it to be, flat Earth, or you want it to be flat Earth, or you want it to be, you can't even see these. Equal Earth projection, Albers projection, Mercator projection, conic equal area projection. You can pick your own map display. But we've got to get down to the other part where it's in the help section, I think it is. The help section is where you want to go for setting up your software to communicate to the scoreboard. And if you look down here at this bottom section, it says enable logged contact ADIF broadcast. And what this is going to do is it's going to send every contact you make. If you've got your software set to report at the top where it says prompt me to log QSO, once you click that OK button, it's going to shoot it up to the scoreboard and you're going to get yourself a card out of the shoe. How many cards are in the shoe, Chris?
52.
52. So we're each dealing with our own deck of cards. We're kind of playing cards with our own kids, with ourselves.
That is correct. We're still playing
Yeah.
cards with ourselves, but that's all right.
Yeah.
It's still a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, so when you see everybody's got a hand of 4 aces, it's not because everybody's cheating. It's because everybody's cheating.
Oh, I'm cheating. Totally.
Yeah. So this is frequencyfrenzy.live, which I'll post in the chat again. And at the top corner, there is the help button, and that will give you the settings that you need for your FT8 software. And if you're using the other softwares, we don't like to talk about them much, but there's JTDX. The help is also out there for the same thing. It's in the middle on the reporting tab. And if you report your power and you click that retain button, there might be a little tiny bit of a bonus for you if you report power. Don't know. You have to figure out the rules as we go. And then if you hit cancel on this log button when it pops up, so if you work the contact twice, for example, you just hit cancel, it won't log it twice, so there won't be a penalty. If you hit OK, then it will go ahead and send it up to us on the top side. So if we go back here, here's an example of the map. And right below the map, it's going to say the current sprint, which it looks like it started, hasn't it?
Nope, not yet. We got 6 minutes and 43 seconds.
Oh, I see it. I was looking at the zeros. There we go.
That was the last round. So that'll actually show the countdown, and we'll get a little progress bar as the sprint progresses. It gets to 100%. The sprint is over.
So y'all got 6 minutes to get this thing started. So in the meantime, we want to give Chris a big shout out and say thank you, Chris. Chris has worked very hard on making this scoreboard work out for us, and
Awesome work.
hopefully y'all have some fun tonight. I think the last time we did this was over the holidays.
Thanksgiving.
Has it been that long?
Yeah,
it's been since
Wow.
Thanksgiving.
Wow.
We run a few tests because there's a few new tricks in what we're doing, but we'll see how everything goes here. I think everybody enjoy, but we did create a rule section, and there was a lot of questions on why I was getting certain cards and all the rest of that. So in the rules section, we do have a little bit of a breakdown. While there are some bonuses and things like that when we're playing cards, we describe all the sections here that the things that are required in your contact. But if you scroll down a little bit more, and I'm hoping this pops up for all to see on the stream because I know some of the things, but if you roll over one of those areas, this is showing you approximately percentages related to what you're going to get related to a card based on distance. Now, this isn't exact. It's a kind of in the ballpark, and we do shift these around a little bit based upon you doing certain things in there. But kind of gives you an idea of what the breakdown of how to get cards is.
But the best hand wins, right? It's the best poker hand.
Best poker hand wins. So
yes,
4 2s is better than some other hands. So it's all about strategy at that point. You have to figure out what's gonna what's going to get you the cards that you think are going to work best for you.
So remember when we told you we don't math on stream? This
I
right here
know.
is a good example of why we don't math on stream. This is extremely complex, and Chris is smarter than all of us for being able to figure this stuff out.
I don't know about all that. It's just dice rolling, as far as I'm concerned. But this kind of gives you an idea how the breakdown goes. So helps with the strategy, I guess.
Power bonuses, band bonuses, distance bonuses.
And then the speed run is a different mode we have, more like traditional points. That one could go longer, but it is in there and natural. And we have some other gameplay that's going to be coming in the future.
So Jason is asking how many decks in the shoe. I asked that already, and it's just one for you and a totally different deck for me.
One
Don't
for
be
every
trying to
one
steal
of your
my
friends.
cards. You ain't getting any of my cards.
Man.
I know some of these guys can handle more than one deck, but a lot of times you're better off with just one deck in the situation, if you understand.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. So our friend Jim, AJ9FE, is already trying to bribe the dealer here, and we accept all bribes.
And it works.
Jim, thank you very much. We'll make sure to slide that extra ace into your deck.
Let me go make some changes in the code real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Recompiling.
Real fast.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
So we got Canadian Joe asking if it's like FT8 off. It is exactly like that, but completely different.
But different.
Exactly.
But totally
3 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Yes, you make contacts, you upload them to the scoreboard. The scoreboard magically gives you some random card that shows up on frequencyfrenzy.live, and it will show up on the screen here, like Eric's hand, our buddy Hamstick Eric, Ham Radio Ohana on YouTube. He got a pair of queens, a 10, an 8, and a 7, and that was the winning hand the last time. A single pair is all it took to beat it, and his pair beat our friend Nicholas Maslin. I almost said that backwards. Nicholas Maslin. The pair of queens beat the pair of sixes. I mean, this is standard, 5-card draw rules here. So it's how it works, and you don't have to get all your cards to get on the scoreboard. Colin here got on the scoreboard with just one card, and he had a queen high, and so he beat the fifth place person to come in fourth place, and the fifth place person didn't even draw a single card, so didn't make it to the board. Got to make at least one contact. You got to try, folks. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go.
The minimum amount of flair does not work here.
Right. So while we're talking about minimum amounts of flare, we released a new antenna, and 3 out of 5 of us are working that new antenna tonight, if I understand it. That's the Poseidon Vertical. It's a 25-foot vertical with 4 radials and a fancy balun that you get to wind yourself. It's a fantastic kit. It's a fantastic kit that you get to build yourself and customize in any way you see fit. Our buddy Ziggy that was on the show a couple of weeks ago, he made himself a fantastic version of this. You can get these things over at Coffee and Ham Radios, and you're going to see tonight in real time just how good this antenna is, because we're actually kind of surprised ourselves.
I mean, we didn't think it would be terrible, but holy crap.
We were expecting it to be a fun kit to build and to expand your knowledge of antenna building, but oh my, is it amazing.
Yeah.
And a good portable antenna, right? And it's just gone full stupid. It's awesome.
Super
this
easy
guy
to put up.
Won't shut up
like
about
3 minutes.
That's right. I'm loving it.
You know how he is. 1 minute, 15
I've seen
seconds.
him more on FT8 in the last week than I've seen him on FT8 in 3 years.
1 minute, folks. Get your software set up and get ready to roll. David, thank you. David says, why would you be surprised? All your gear performs really well. And I agree with you. But this one performed better than we thought it would. That's the fun part about it.
Yeah.
Andy wants to know, did we get the payment? Andy, I will take a look, but I know you're good for it, so I'll go ahead and slide 2 extra aces in the deck for you.
Or I thought he was ordering the side.
I think he is.
So I think that's what he's talking about.
Did I not look up shipping for you the other day on that?
You did,
yes,
you did, but you
okay.
ruined my joke. That's okay.
Okay.
Damn it, Jim.
Ape ruined it first.
Yes, I know. And then you doubled down.
I'm just
exactly. We are playing cards here, son. This is grown up.
Exactly. All right. 15 seconds, folks. 15 seconds.
Ladies and
Ken's
gentlemen,
getting it on delay there. 31 seconds for Ken.
Warm up your transmitters.
So hopefully we have time for 3 rounds tonight, but this round starts in 2,
Uh-oh,
1,
Rolly's playing.
go.
You all are doomed.
Oh,
Rolly,
yeah.
everything Rolly gets is going to be DX. We are going to die.
Yes.
That's right. Once I saw that game over, you might as well fold up the tent now.
Game over.
All right, we are
Right.
currently waiting for data. Who's going to be the first person to
Rolly.
hit the scoreboard?
Can we just say Rolly won and just drink beer and forget about all this?
Y'all can drink beer. You know, drink them if you got them. Smoke them if you got them, even.
I got my
Rolly,
beer
how
right
are you,
here.
man?
Shoot.
It's going to
You're
take
not
a minute
waiting
and
for data.
15
You're waiting
seconds.
for points to come in, right?
We're waiting for somebody to make the first contact, and it looks like it's Rodney Clark and Jason W5 IPA. We got a 6 and a 9. Look at how that works, folks. You make a
Sweet.
contact, you report to the scoreboard, and it shows up. AJ9FE5. You know, we got that extra ace in the deck for you, Jim, but I don't know that
Yep.
it's gonna show
It's
up on the
not there
first
yet.
draw. That would look a little sus, you know
I
what I'm
mean, yeah,
saying?
we got to try and be somewhat legit with the
Yeah.
underhanded deck dealing.
Oh, Jim Perry with a 3.
Uh-oh.
Paul Estes with a 3. You guys are tied for last place.
Yay!
Just ignore it.
I am. It had a little countdown timer. I'm going away. Just don't pay any attention to me. Oh, Eric's the current leader with a 9 of clubs.
Well, would that be a 3-way tie right now with all them 9s?
Yeah, and what
It is,
it'll
but
do is it'll take the longest distance contact as the tiebreaker.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there you go. I was going to say I was going to take the first one. Chris, our own Chris on stream here is on the board with a 7. Chris, I like how it's putting these names up here. Thank you for adding that.
yeah, this is awesome, dude.
Yeah, little
Out there.
improvements here and there, and we'll keep at it, man. And like I said, let's try to make this super fun for people. And
Other Andy showed up on the board.
I see him
It
there.
did.
Ham Radio Wilderness Frank is on there.
Look at other Andy flexing with his extra.
E. He's E-rated.
And y'all, I mean, you guys understand what Chris did as far as I'm concerned is witchcraft. Voodoo.
You're always talking about developers.
So what is that top one right there? That K7LAP. Is that who's in the lead right now?
no, that's
That's
just showing you. It'll swap through and show you random selections. But if you go
gotcha.
and select any of the individual players down there, it'll actually bring those contacts.
Let me
up
just
on the
find Jim Perry. Uncle Gene. Oh, Graybeard Poda's in the list. Where did he go?
Uncle Jim's on page 2.
Yeah, you just passed me. Number 6.
Yeah,
Number
the screen
12,
refreshes. So you got a
Oh.
contact, a DX contact with HP2AT. Looks like HP2AT has got a basic license and it refreshed on me. And you went to the first page and I got to find you again.
Because I just
Keep-
got another contact.
There you go. With KO4IOL. Jim's rocking 20 meters.
He sure is.
And then 2,623 kilometer contact for that 3
And he's going full 100 watts.
Jim
Maybe.
is? Jim might be flexing on his flex. I don't know.
No, the amp's not on. It gets too loud in here.
But now that I picked old Jim off the list, Jim should be up here in the... Nope, I clicked him twice. Let me click him 3 times.
A gym so nice, you clicked me twice.
I don't mean to be
I
getting
saw
everybody
him- I
dizzy.
saw him.
You
in
are
there.
scrolling like a drunk monkey, son.
Yeah, I had to
Okay.
go down to click on you and then come back up to the map so we could see.
I got to take my Dramamine when he's
I know,
scrolling
right? I'm feeling
I think we need to
Herculations.
build a special interface for TO just for
slowing
live
down,
stream.
slow his
There we go.
mouse movement
The
down or something.
the
Yeah,
delay
something
there.
like that.
he's no coffee for you, McGrain.
I gotta slow him down to like 50% when I watch his videos so I can hear him.
Well, you know, they say they should change your screen every 4 seconds so you don't have people at home with their short attention spans losing interest.
What is that, Panama you just got, Jim? Is that you on the screen?
Yeah, it's
let's
Jim on the
see.
screen.
That was KO4IOL
No.
and HP2AT. So that was Panama, the HP contact.
HP2AT.
I should be on the board now. I hope.
I think that's Panama.
It looked like it.
Canal like, yeah. Now, see, if I wanted to flex, I'd get on remote ham radio and fire up one of those beast stations.
Yes, that would definitely do it.
Yes, and it would also, I'd have to get a third job. And
Looks like
know,
somebody's got a
carts at
couple of
Walmart.
Japanese contacts in there.
So this is
Probably Chuck.
everybody.
Mm,
Yeah, and it's somebody from Texas.
Oh,
I'm
Texas.
trying. I'm
Okay.
trying.
KI5YPR is making the reach out to GA land, Japan land.
Hey, while we're on the stream, I want to ask this everybody in the chat. Has anyone
you
heard
got
from
it, Ziggy.
T-Ray lately?
That's
I have
true. I have
not
not heard
seen
from
T-Ray.
T-Ray.
Because somebody
He might be
mentioned
in
that
county. He might be in county.
Well, I was wondering about that. Or one of his girlfriends shot him and took his money. I don't know. He hadn't been in a stream chat for a while.
There's Ziggy in there. What's up, buddy?
Yes, Frank.
Yeah,
I knew somebody had asked it. I couldn't remember who. And Ziggy, I need data about your antenna performance. I want to see that on a Rig
nice.
Expert or a Nano, son.
You want to
'Cause
share
I'm-
some pictures out there, Abe?
It's
Yeah, I'm
pretty
working on
cool
it. Give me a
looking.
minute.
Chip chop, son. It's a live stream.
Interstellar Starman said, "This is so cool. You are correct. What's your call sign? Are you on the scoreboard? Let me see if I can find you."
Ed's asking how you can fix your ALC if it's wobbling. So you need to check your Windows audio volume for that device and set it to probably like 50%, and then change your power on WSJTX until that ALC is about maybe a quarter of the way engaged or less, depending on who you ask and what day it is. And if it's wobbling, I don't know what to tell you. Something's askew.
Mm-hmm.
So we got
Ski.
Paul Estes with a full hand right now, a pair of threes, and he's in
Lee
second
got
place
Japan.
behind
Go
a pair
ahead,
of
I'm sorry.
fours.
Yeah, you see a pair of fours in there.
I think Scout's correct. Just put a coast on
So
it.
that's what Ziggy did to the. We sent him an Apollo,
Sweet.
and that's what he did to it. And he
Frankfurted
basically
that
wound
thing.
it. He needed more wire, so he wound it with some of the aerial wire. And he's got a 4-to-1, a 9-to-1, and a 16-to-1 on that thing. Also, he has got an SO239 connector on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But looks like a flock of seagulls with all them wing nuts up on there.
So
It-
the different points on the left side, those are just different taps on the toroid, right? So he would
Yes.
just put his radial on whichever one he decides he needs for application, right? But it'd be the
Correct.
same, or his radiator element, not radial. And then on the right side, it'd just be the radial field regardless, right? That wouldn't change.
Yeah, and then he calls it the double trouble, where he's got dual counterpoises at the bottom.
Okay. Mo is better.
And then here's
Double
the
trouble.
hind end of this thing.
I want to know if alcohol was involved in the manufacturing of this.
Well, I was talking to him right before he did it, and he had to go to the dentist this morning, and he was telling me that he didn't want to go to the dentist hungover. He said he couldn't do that, and I was like, "Sure, you can, buddy." You know, because I want to bring out, I want people to realize their potential, but I don't think he was drinking.
Double nickel. Not good enough yet.
Well, you're in second place there. Yeah, the guy who designed the system is in first place.
Oh,
Not anymore.
Jim's
Oh.
winning.
Oh,
Three of a kind.
Bob's your uncle.
Look at Jim.
We got
Now,
5 minutes left
Chris-
to beat three of a kind.
Chris, am I done getting cards now?
Yeah,
or
that's it.
will-
You can't get any more. Well, you can keep making contacts. They're just not going to count for points.
I'm not
You
going to
can-
get any more cards. Okay.
Right. You got it. But you don't have to stop. You can keep playing. You're just not going to get any more cards. I think what we need to do is I
Oh,
think one of
man.
the natural evolutions is probably allow people to sign up, right, with their call sign so that then we can do things like maybe we can draw another card or whatever. I don't want to do that right now because there's really no way to know who's doing it. I don't want people messing with one another as we're playing. So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the case from the last time. I just wanted to make sure if I kept going, I would accidentally get, another 4 in there or a 3 and get rid of one of those and get a full boat. But a brother can dream.
I'm about ready to move up.
But you don't have to stop making contacts either. You can just keep going the whole time, right?
Oh, listen, between me and the primate, we have been melting our Poseidon antennas.
I get my fair share of FT8 in too. Don't worry about that.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you? Ape, I think, was in the Miller the other night because he conned me into turning the amplifier on. And we ran some high power tests.
Right, we just exerting some watt privilege.
We did. we had the toroid up to what did
160?
160 centigrade, so 385-ish degrees Fahrenheit.
I thought there was going to be an adverse effect of that, but there wasn't.
Well, I got to kind of wonder. I wonder where the melt point of the PA12 is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was probably going to go first. But like even your counterpoise connection was like glowing.
Oh yeah, the whole thing was hot as a pistol from the bad side of town.
And Lee wants to know how many cards he has. Lee, if you check the scoreboard, you should see. I think you're number 2 there with 5 cards. You've got an ace, a king, a 4, and a 2.
Pair of aces.
Yeah, pair of aces. So I got this thing I've been playing around with. I don't know if you can see it, but it's an infrared multimeter.
Let me embiggen you, son. Oh, somebody beat you to it. Okay.
See that thing? I don't know if you can see it that well, but it's an infrared multimeter.
We can see it. You look white hot, Ape.
Thank you. Look, I look like Frank on the stream. Frank, you got to turn them lights down, bruh.
This is the
Frank,
one I was
ghosting it,
shooting the toroid with, and I posted some pictures in our private Discord. That toroid was glowing. Chuck, this is pretty cool. It's not nearly as expensive as the stuff we had in the fire department, but it's pretty swank.
Yeah, that stuff was outrageous. It's probably better.
Cobain is asking if he can just jump in or you have to wait until the round is over. You can jump in at any time. You got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to get the highest card in your single contact that you can make in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. But you can jump in, and then you'll be ready and prepped for the next round. We're going to do at least one more round, possibly 2, if y'all can be good and not talk out of school here.
Rolly must not be playing.
And a
He's not on the
jack and
scoreboard.
a 6.
What have you got, Chuck?
A pair of 2s, a jack, and a 6. Uh-oh.
Chuck Schultz. How you doing, Chuck Schultz? A fellow Alabamian.
I'm trying to get my
Chuck Schultz. He's the one that showed up with us on Montesano at Huntsville Hamfest, and he cut his hair, and we're like, "Who are you?"
Right.
He's like, "Don't y'all recognize me?" No. As a matter of fact, we don't.
Hey, you're creeping me out.
I'll get my 5th card. This guy goes through here. I had a Japan, and I had I think it was Peru or something.
Balmer Mike's in the house.
NW9F. That's a great Graybeard Poda.
It is, yeah.
Bro, you got to turn it up some, son.
Oh yeah.
I think he bought a Poseidon, if I remember right.
Awesome.
Should have gotten it built.
Here, he's napping on the job.
Napping. That's right.
K4
He's in Indiana.
H&H.
There still may be snow on the ground in Indiana at this time.
K4 H&H is Lou, isn't it?
Yes.
How come my 5th card didn't hit?
50 seconds left.
50 seconds, and we'll go through the order and see who all made it to the scoreboard.
Here we go. Running
Prep
QR.
Paul,
Fifth
you
card
were
didn't
right.
come up.
Oh,
There's
had to
something
tell
wrong.
us. The
There's something
vegan
wrong.
of
My
ham
5th card
radio.
didn't come up.
Cucumbers. Eating
I think
cucumbers, running
Chip's
QR.
luck has changed this game.
Apparently. It's the Poseidon, Chris. It's like magic.
Must be.
How come my 5th card didn't come up?
You haven't reported it to the scoreboard yet?
Oh yeah. Well, maybe I do.
Chip chop, Charlie.
12.
Oh, I duplicated. That's why. Sorry.
You don't have to apologize to us. That's fine.
So,
It's
Chris, if
too
they
late now to
start
be
a
anymore.
QSO before the end of this timer countdown, which just ran out, that last QSO will finish up?
Yeah, if they finish it up and get it in short order, about a minute after the sprint ends, it will count. But
Okay.
most of the time, it'll get ignored. The system is pretty strict. The QSOs need to fall within that window that we specified for start and end, and if they're beyond that, then they won't count.
Yeah, so Eric and Chuck are both complaining their fourth card didn't show up.
That was
So one thing
my
I want
fault.
to tell you, well, besides it being Chuck's fault, one thing I
It
want
was
to tell you
always
is that this
Chuck's
is UDP, and for you internet nerds, that means that you have a probability, a very low probability in today's modern age, but a probability nonetheless that your contact will not make it to the scoreboard, and that's just part of the fun. Everybody has that same amount of probability. UDP means that there's no error correction or resending. Your computer sends the data to us and doesn't care if we get it or not. Yeah.
It's like a text message over the internet. It just blasts it, fire and forget. And
And duplicates won't go up, guys. I'm pretty sure.
All right, so
Thank you, Rick.
keep everything
Rick
rolling.
Wilson.
Rick, thank you very much.
Thanks,
New
Rick.
member, Rick. Thank you.
let me appropriately thank Rick.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go through the scoreboard here real quick, but keep your transmitters going. We have another sprint that's coming up. If you're looking at your own scoreboard, you'll be able to tell when that starts. We got Jim Perry in the lead on the Poseidon. A triple, five, a four, and a three.
He's a winner
Okay.
after all.
You could have had a full house with three of a kind and a pair there. And then our buddy Lee came in second with a pair of aces. He's flying American Airlines tonight. We got KC3 PIB, your scoreboard master, with a pair of sevens. Other Andy with a pair of fours. And he's tied with James, AJ9FE, with a pair of fours. James, we did slip the extra ace in your deck. You just, didn't draw it. I'm
Didn't
sorry
get it.
about that. Somehow that's how them things work. Prepham Paul with a pair of threes. Chuck Thompson, our buddy Chuck here on stream, with a pair of twos. Our friend Balmer Mike Azzarello, with a
Mike.
pair of twos. And then Charles Schultz with a runt, ace high. And Rod Clark with a runt, king, queen high. Not that it matters, but, runts are runts. Back to the top of the second page here. W5 IPA Jason. We got Colin Walker, M7 TFT. We got Lewis West, K4 H&H from Hyken and Hammond. And 7 LPK, Eric Randberg. We got KG6 NLW, that's Ham Radio Wilderness with Frank. We got K0WAV, Scott Hawes. N7ABV, blood alcohol content, alcohol by volume there. Stephen Cyphers, he knows the secrets. Tim Davis, NW9F, that's Graybeard Poda. Jordan Goodyear, KI5JMG, I believe he's the man that made it to Japan. Our buddy Dean, KQ4ADJ. Last page, we'll go from the bottom up because the bottom shows up first. Oh, there's only two of you. VK2HTV, Glenn, Ham Radio from Down Under, and KR5 Triple E, Randall, rounding out the bottom of the pack there. And we have 1 minute, 31 seconds to go before our next sprint takes off.
Are work bands disabled or
Work
non-scoring
bands,
for this?
the work bands are disabled, and if there was any errors or anybody made any contacts down towards the bottom, there would be a sprint error section. Only
Yeah, I
appear
saw
if any
that.
occurred, and it'll appear down there. But just want to remind people, when you're setting it up, remember, you're not setting it up like you are Gridmaster or Grid
Ooh,
Tracker,
look at all them works.
right? You're not setting it up like Grid Tracker. You're setting it up with that secondary UDP. So go take a look in the help section and review where you're putting it in, because it looks like some people have it set up like they're sending us data right out of WSJTX like Grid Tracker. So just make sure you have the settings right. Want to make sure you're getting your cards on the scoreboard. So it's that second option, not the first one.
It looks like Jason was on the work bands. That's what you get, son.
Not me. I learned my lesson the last time.
So apparently we've decided this actually is officially a contest. It does have a defined start and end period, and you are supposed to make as many contacts as possible to get your hand. Well, I guess you're supposed to make 5 contacts,
5.
at least, in this version of the game. We do have a couple other versions. I believe you have a bingo version coming up, don't you? 12-second
Yeah,
codes.
that's going to be the next one that comes out. So we'll have a 5x5 grid. Each grid will contain something that you have to do, make a contact here, there, or over certain
Anywhere.
distances or on certain bands. And it'll be like a bingo card for folks. And, we get them horizontally or vertically or at a diagonal. That person will be the winner. So that's something that's in progress and we'll continue to develop.
Cool.
So,
Nice.
and we are going.
All right, start your transmitters, folks.
Kick the tires and light the fires.
Whoa!
Scout wants to know if there's going to be a Go Fish version.
We should, right?
I feel the need for speed.
Well, I think it was somebody had a good idea for like a conquer the planet or King of the Hill kind of game as well.
Yes.
Yeah, mine didn't
Coming-
either run.
Coming to a live stream near you, the 5-hour FT8 contest.
Channel 11 was banging.
I don't know if it was a 5-hour even if it wasn't a stream, I'd probably still do it because I'm going to do FT8 anyway. So why not do something in addition, right?
Right. Revving up your engines. Oh, we got a contact. Cody Isham, first person on the scoreboard, followed by Prep Ham Paul.
Look at Chuck with his glasses on. You know he means business now.
Serious.
That
Chuck got a
means-
serious face on.
very
He's got his
serious.
Walgreens
His
reader.
screen,
on.
his screen is small, man.
Oh, Andy
Zoom in,
Moran's
Chuck.
in first place. Look at that.
Go
Aces.
Now, if we
More mics on the
duplicate,
scoreboard.
I feel this is probably a stupid question, but if I get contacts with the same people I got last time, this whole thing just reset and that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it only
Not a
does it
dupe.
per round.
Okay.
So you can't make
Yeah.
the same contact with the same station on the same band in a given round.
Gotcha.
You can make a contact with them on 2 different bands if that's what you wanted to do. But
Yeah, Glenn, it's taking the names off of QRZ. Did you want to change Glenifer back to just Glenn? See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
I don't even remember what it said. Oh,
Now, what are your strategies if they don't answer in 2 or 3 returns? I usually just terminate with prejudice.
oh,
and
2 or
move
3,
on.
man. You're giving them too much chance.
Okay.
See, so you're like hunting and pecking. I would just call CQ.
Well, I am calling CQ, but if they answer me and then don't come back again, it's like, okay, come on, son. I'm on a timetable here.
Well, let's simmer down a little bit, Tiger Blood. Maybe
Yeah,
it's that
I'm moving on.
attitude that's slowing
I'm
you
moving
down.
on.
Well, I mean, you
Moving
won
on.
last time. I don't know why you're asking about strategy.
Right. And he's getting all festered. Look at him.
I mean, there's a famous movie quote: "Losers always whine about their best."
If you ain't first, you last. I'm just saying.
But I can't really say the rest of that quote.
If you ain't first, you last. I'm jacked up like a spider monkey on Mountain Dew. Get me off the full screen. Jesus.
Hi there.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Kathy actually
Yeah, but
warned
you-
me.
but you're
she
doing
says,
it well.
Mute yourself because I'm coming home.
Y'all missed it on Frank's stream earlier. It got called out by the old lady. You had to go
I
off
did.
stream for a minute. Carla was the prom queen. That's right, Eric. Eric got the reference. I knew I could count on Hamstick Eric.
That old hamstick.
Mm-hmm.
Ham stick.
He knows a few things.
We need to get him back on again.
That man has got some serious antennas.
Yeah.
Who we got on here? See, now Glenn's making me want to go check and see what his name is when he shows up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm wondering
And
what
now-
it was saying.
Now that he knows that his government name's on here, he don't want to play this round.
And I'm stuck on these twos.
I'm trying some pounce this time. Last time I just kept calling CQ.
I mean, you got to weigh that
Let's see.
probability factor. Your longer contacts and your power levels get you better chances of getting better cards. However, you have to complete the contact, and that's
Yeah.
only 50%
Right.
you.
I got to be a little more careful this time and not duplicate. Surprised
By the
the
way,
guy
that
came
was
back
my
to me.
first ever FT8 win in any non-contest
Ever.
FT8 that we've done on YouTube.
And you know
Harkening
what,
back to
guys?
the
And he
old
wound
days.
his own toll ride this time too.
I did.
All right, so while we've got some lull between the beginning and the end of the sprint, I wanted to talk a little bit about ALC with everybody. This is your
Oh boy.
typical audio sine wave. We're going to be death by PowerPoint here for a couple of seconds.
Oh,
And you
Lord.
can see how it's all nice and curvy and just the way we like it because we like it when it's curvy like that. When you start adding in too much volume from your computer to your radio, you're basically shouting at your radio. Your radio has this built-in automatic level control, ALC circuit, that will clip the top off of your signal. Look at that. And that's not a good thing because you're losing this data at the top of the peak here and you're losing the data at the bottom of the peak here. And it depends on which flavor of radio you're running. If you're running a Zygu product, you want to see 100 ALC because their meter goes backwards. If you're running an Icom product, you want to see 0 ALC. Some people put just a touch in there so they can see that it's actually, not no signal at all getting to the radio. And if you watch on your power meter, you'll actually see that as you turn the volume down on your computer, your power output on your radio will go back up as you're getting a full signal out. And what's happening is you're missing, every third character that you send. I'm exaggerating here, but you're missing quite a bit of a beat of your signal that's going out when you do this.
Well, see, like you can have that ALC creep up a little bit until your radio starts to fold back. That's when you
Right.
want to. That's when you start to have, and actually the radio folds back, so it stops the clipping, right? But it's definitely an issue.
What?
And then
Go ahead, Steve.
I was going to say the exact opposite of ALC is what's called AGC, automatic gain control, and that stops your radio from shouting at your computer, which then would harsh your decodes on the other side. So you want to watch both of those.
The other thing, I got two things. We do have a question that I want to pop up for you and Chris, probably Chris. The other thing that will screw you up, and it's a subtle mistake to make, is if you've played around with all your, especially on Yaesus, your parametric equalization stuff, and you start screwing with the audio stream, that can cause problems.
Well, so when you drive compression on your radio and you're using single sideband, it's compressing your signal so you can get more bandwidth out, and you get more power, right? Because you're compressed your signal. It's light.
That's going like that. That's compressing your signal into that window.
But like an ICOM 7300 will turn off compression automatically when you go into digital modes.
Yep.
But the parametric equalization that Jim's talking about does not. The other one is if you pipe in your sound through any type of mixer where you have any kind of equalization going on in that, is a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
And FYI, the Flex is the same way because you can turn on TX or RX equalization and you need to have it off because it will dork up FT8. I mean, you might get some contacts to work. So I'm sure somebody in the chat's going to go, I had it on and I made contacts. Turn it off. You'll get more.
Yeah, Ronnie's saying that your notch filter can mess it up too. Sure can.
Yep.
And the other one is that the bandwidth of your filter. So like the FT8 is on like, was it? It's 3.1 kilohertz.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have your filter set for like SSB, like I set mine at 2.7, and if you have it set too low like that, you're not going to be able to hear the entire. So somebody might be responding to you, but their TX frequency is outside your filter bandwidth.
Yep.
And you're screwed, son.
Yep. So the comment we had, where did that go? There it is. Chris Bricker. So this game looks like it rewards high watt FT8.
I don't think
Chris,
that's true.
We're not doing that really, are we?
No, and actually you'll get penalized anything over 100 watts. So really the ideal case would be long distance DX running QRP.
But how does it know you're doing 100 watts? Like if you
run it's Scout's honor, right?
Self-reporting.
Ham's honor, yeah.
So.
Right. You know how hams are about that stuff.
And if you don't report, we consider you QRO. So it's kind of on your behalf to report, but benefit would be QRP, long distance would be your best chances to get high cards.
I mean, and other than having your name and lights on the stream, if you got to cheat to get your name up there at the top,
then you're a dork.
You're a sad ham. I mean, I'm just straight up saying.
Now, we don't know if the code has become sentient and then has injected its own rule set in there, right? I mean, that may have happened, but
March 21st, 2024, Skynet becomes aware, right?
Right.
right.
Yeah, that already happened.
Yeah. The fun thing here is, though, it gives it a little random chance. It's not just distance. It's not just power. It's a mix of all those things. So there is strategy. I mean, maybe QRO is the way to go, and you find the right mix. But I think we've yet to figure out what the magical mix for high cards is. So.
Our buddy Ron was talking about the auto notch filter on your radio. What that does is that takes the highest power signal in the current pass band, in the current spot that you can see on your waterfall. If you had a waterfall, actually cancels out that part of the signal. Somebody you want to actually talk to.
You can say that again, Tio.
You can say that again.
Somebody
sure.
notched TO.
He turned his ANF.
Took him right out. Now he's gone.
Filter. Perfect example. It's raining here. Starlink and rain doesn't work very well.
Yeah, I think we got rain coming.
I think we're back into the rain here pretty soon.
So right now the hand to beat is Cody with a three of a kind hand.
Holy cow.
And we got a couple people with a pair of jacks.
Looks like Lee has two pair there. Pair of jacks.
Yeah, Lee's.
Seven.
Yeah.
Cody's the hand to beat.
So if my notch filter explanation didn't make it through, somebody else take it over.
I think you did it.
All right. But somebody said it in the chat. The key to winning with FT8 is to turn all the filters off. FT8 is smart enough to work without any filters at all.
Yep. Run naked. Okay,
so that's Tovania
in
in the first place.
Nice.
Moving on.
Y'all seem a little lacking on your witty banter tonight. Maybe we should talk about why the Talk Pod is the best radio on the planet.
Why is it the best? I think
it's the best if it's the only radio on the planet.
Yeah, I'm not so impressed, but
we could see you were impressed, man. Don't say that.
You could see it.
Oh, this is
clean
the
for the dollars. I'm not complaining.
This is the second or third gen A36 plus GMRS, which is a little sketch that they sell this as GMRS in the listing and not ham. So it's not Part 97 certified. And I've talked to the TalkPod guy a little bit in email a couple times, and he did not out and out say it, but he did out and out ask me, well, how would we test this? We can't afford a whole lot of equipment. I'm like, you're selling radios.
Or you get a tiny SA for $100.
Right. I mean, talk to Smoking Ape.
Well, what's crazy about it is that radio companies will send me a radio and ask me to test it. And if they see my channel at all, they'll know that I tested for harmonics. Right. And so they must not look at that. They must say, oh, this person has a certain subscriber count or something. So let's send him a radio. And then they send it, and then I test it harmonically, and then they get upset at me for doing that.
And then the butt hurt ensues.
But I'm like, that's what I do on my channel. Why would I not do that for yours? Because you gave me a $35 radio that I'm all of a sudden not going to actually test it. And they get upset.
Well, the sense that I got from the TalkPod people, and he didn't flat out say this, but it sounded like, because I mentioned it in my email to him, and he did not deny it, that HawkPod is not making these radios. They're
Right.
buying a chassis, for want of a better word, or I guess putting a chassis on somebody else's guts.
And then putting a
So-
sticker on it.
Yeah, and I don't think they have any real control over the innards of the radio. So, I mean, I told him, I'm sorry, dude, but it's, you know, I said it doesn't suck as bad as the first one, but it still sucks.
And that's the end of that round.
It is over. Let's take a look at who our winners are. Covane, Cody Isham with 3 of a kind, 8s. We got
Hard
Lee
to
and
beat 3/8.
oh, this is 2 pair. Oh, we got 2 sets of 2 pair. We got a Jack 7s, and then we got Steven Cypress. So Lee came in with Jacks and 7s, and Steven came in with 8s and 5s. And then James had a pair of Jacks, which just doesn't cut it when you got 2 pair above you. Our buddy Liberty Cave has a pair of 9s. Our buddy Baltimore Mike has a pair of 7s. Eric Randberg with a pair of 4s. Frank Ham Radio Wilderness with a pair of 3s. It's almost like these things are sorted. Randall with a pair of 2s. And then Andy with a runt ace high. And then I guess that means nobody else did that good of a job. But we had a lot more people playing this round. And the next round starts in 3 minutes. So keep everything ready and rolling. We got Colin M7 TFT, Kenneth Roberts
straight going.
WV8 EER, Paul Estes Prepham Paul,
Probably right, Scout.
K5 VOP, Jason Mary W5 IPA, Daniel Martin W1 BUS. Hey Dan. K7 LAP Rod Clark, K4 H&H Lewis, West, or our buddy Lou from Hiking and Hammond. And we got Grayman Poda, Tim Davis, and Preston Studeville, W5KEI. Welcome, Preston. Stacy Kirkpatrick, KB7YS. Welcome, Stacy. Oh, Chuck's at the bottom of the list. Jim's at the bottom of the list.
Yeah. I only
Chuck
got some
Schultz,
contacts.
Zachary Larson, Scott Halls, Jim Perry, Dean Hintz, Jeffrey Darby, Jason Tetlow, Donald Weeks. That's N5 SKT, Don. Don was asking me about how Starlink performs. Don, I actually just had to switch off of Starlink and go to cellular, so that's how it's performing here tonight in the rain.
He's
I forgot
not
to
in
tell
the
you about
chat.
weather.
He must be working hard.
He's just randomly playing FT8 and has been reporting to the scoreboard ever since last Thanksgiving. Chris, 29th place. Chris, you should know better how to cheat the scoreboard. Chuck in 30th place. And then Jordan Goodyear. I was going to say Gordon Goodyear, but that would be wrong. With a single card drawn in this round. There you go, folks.
Hey, Dan.
All
Yeah,
right.
Lou, I kind of whiffed at that one too. I didn't get very many.
Where are the errors? Errors. Prepham Paul, there at the bottom of the page. If you scroll all the way down, it says sprint errors. The RST sent field was missing from the record or contained invalid data. So
Oh,
your
boy.
signal report was invalid. And then we had K0WAV on the work bands and making a second contact on the work bands. So there you go.
Work not.
Shame.
Lest ye be
Shame.
worked.
Shame. That's right.
Hey, it says there's 2 streams. What's up with that?
To
We're
what?
on the other channel too.
There's actually 3 streams. We're on Twitter, we're on frequencyfrenzy.live, and we are on Coffee and Ham Radios. And we've increased by 1 subscriber over on Frequency Frenzy, 2 subscribers on Frequency Frenzy.
I did
All
not
y'all
know
go
that
there
we were
and
doing that.
subscribe.
A handful, yeah. There we are. Let me check and that chat will show up in our StreamYard chat. And then you can chat back. That's me sending one as a Frequency Frenzy.
So we have about 5 tumblers left in the store of the black model of tumbler. So if you want one, you need to pull the trigger. If you order today, it will go out Saturday. Because I probably ain't going to pack any tumblers up after the show tonight.
You got
We
a
also
whole
still
day of
have some
slacking ahead of
sticker
you
packs.
tomorrow.
Don's asking about the pink ones. It doesn't look like we're going to have pink ones anytime soon.
We're
There ain't gonna
doing
be no pink ones, Don.
we're doing pre-orders for pink ones, and once we reach the threshold, then we'll buy them all and send them out to everybody that pre-ordered. Because Jim doesn't want to sit on a case of pink tumblers and only sell 2.
Yep. Don't blame Jim. Jim is not the only one.
It's actually a toss-up lately. Who's been more sour in the chat? If it's been Jim or if it's been Abe.
Hey, I was
Chuck and
all
I-
about buying the pink ones.
You
Chuck
were
and I
not.
were laughing about it.
Bull crap. I said, that's good. I said, they'll sell. And you're like, they will not. And I said, they will
What?
sooner or later.
What?
Son,
We'll
you
do
need to
right
put
now.
down your. You need to puff and pass.
No,
You're
no, no,
holding
no, no,
on way
no,
too
son.
long.
Where you go get your
Puff
Newport
and
because I was
pass.
100% fine with getting them.
Settle down, settle down.
And you're like, I don't have space.
No, I didn't say that. I said I don't want. An
Final
extra
round
box of
has
tumblers
started,
sitting
and
around here for
Andy
the
is
rest of my life.
already on the board.
We ain't gonna
Yeah,
sell 30 pink
I almost
tumblers.
screwed up. I almost went work ban.
Chris
I think
Rowley's
there were
asking a
black
question.
ones, which are
If Rowley was
manly.
to operate Fox and Hound mode, would he be able to get the extra contacts?
You know, that's a good question. I've never tried it, so try it out.
Rowley,
Find out
try
what
it.
happens.
Try it. If you get
Try
5
it.
cards on the board in 1 minute 15 seconds, you win.
I'm FT4 right now myself, so
Let's say Andy was up there with a 2.
I didn't know we'd even restarted because I was busy defending my honor about the pink ones.
Listen, I was 100% fine with the pink ones. We can order them right now.
Quick, Jim, do it. Do it up. Order them. Look at that look.
The grousing about the pink ones was me and Ape
Not for
telling
me.
Steve
It
no.
wasn't-
It was me and Ape telling Steve no.
No, it was not.
Chuck was just sad because Daddy and Daddy were fussing.
We have the receipts in the thing. I was fine with it because I think that I do think that people buy the pink ones.
Give us a 1 in the chat if you'd buy a pink tumbler from us.
Which is a non-binding resolution.
It
like
is.
the
You know,
UN.
you're not committing. We just want to know if you're even thinking about it.
For real. Really, would you buy a pink one? And understand, we're not donating the money to save the tatas.org. That's a real thing, by the way.
It is, yeah.
You
It's
were
going
just
to
selling
Miller
you
Lite.
pink tumblers. So these don't
See,
actually
look at all them ones in there, son.
support breast cancer. You put one in.
He did. He wants
Well,
one.
there's still a lot of them,
Yeah, he's got daughters.
right?
Maybe he'll get his back.
And Jim already doubled
Jim
down. Look at
says he
this.
sent money for. Yeah.
Yeah, Jim. That's right.
See, look at this. All these people are saying they would get them.
I don't know.
Look at this.
Pink would want a pink one. That's true. I had her counted. I know of at least 3 females that have reached out to me and said they want a pink one, and Pink was one of the ones that wanted a pink one.
Mhm.
I think we need to do it. How many are in the crate?
For the 57th time, there's 30 of them.
Hey,
Jeez, look at him
started.
getting snappy.
That's one more than 29, Abe.
yeah. See, he's getting all salty pants.
I'm not getting salty. If that's
Put a-
what you
put a-
guys
put a
decide,
2 in the
if
chat
the 3 of
if you
y'all
think Jim's
decide
getting-
you
if
want
you
to
think
get
he's-
pink tumblers,
If
we'll
you think
order
he's being
pink
salty,
tumblers.
put a 2 in chat.
and they will sit here gathering dust. I guarantee it. I will
Look
be
at all-
throwing
look at all
out
them
pink
twos in the
tumblers
chat.
3 years from now because they're in the damn way.
I think that's a loaded question, Ape.
Somebody's like, yeah, but he's normally salty.
Where did it go? It's this one. They were scrolling by so fast I couldn't even click on Ron's.
right, right.
Listen, these some bitches are embellishing this whole thing, and Primate was like, we don't need no pink tumblers. Can we just
That's
buy
not
one
true.
or two?
That's not
I'm
true
like,
at
yeah,
all.
if you want to spend $40 a piece getting them customized, sure you can.
There she is, the woman of the hour.
But you ain't gonna sell 30 of them. Guarantee it.
We all them ones in there. They're good. They'll be going before you know it.
That's really a kind of an ambiguous statement. What is before you know it?
It means sooner rather than latter.
Listen, there's
Beef.
3. It's 3 to 1. If y'all want them, we'll order them.
That'd be funny if we had 30 of them sold out on day one.
I have exactly 1 vote in this, and I said, no, you ain't going to sell them. Y'all want to get them, we'll order them tomorrow.
There you go. So Saturday.
Don't make this out like I'm the only one holding us back from selling pink tumblers, because that's
wasn't
not
me.
true.
You're trying to
No,
implicate
I'm
me
trying.
in your malfeasance.
Both
This is
of
better than the
us,
talk pod discussion.
both of us were
Yeah.
hating on pink tumblers,
Not
trying
me.
to sell them.
Not me.
Your wife must be in the room watching you right now. That's why you're
Nope.
She was earlier.
you're trying to pull the Shaggy defense. Wasn't me.
No, but it was.
Oh, that's Shaggy.
My hands are clean on this deal.
Son, your hands ain't been clean since
Don,
you were
you're in
eighth
last
grade.
place, man. Ham harder, Don.
Yeah, Don.
So I hadn't even been playing and I've been arguing about pink tumblers.
Priorities, Jim.
That's right. I know.
Oh, there's another one. Another female that wants one.
See?
Don't care.
Now we're up to 4.
Again, there's 4 of
Almost-
us. If
they're
3 of
almost
y'all say
done,
we want
man.
pink tumblers, then we'll sell them.
Frank, I don't even have a pink shirt. Ron, right? You have to turn this stream around. Settle down.
They want
My
to know
mom
what
wouldn't
Jim
even
has
slow down.
against
She'd
pink.
take off a tennis shoe and beat our asses from the driver's seat while we were going down the road.
10 minutes to go. 5 minutes left on the stream. I don't know how this is going to work. We'll have to go 5 minutes over.
Looks like old Liberty Cave's not doing so good in there. He should have got himself a side.
Right? How about camo? Chris, we have a limited amount of colors, and some of them are not very good. So even though there's like 10 color choices available, like 4 of them are good, and one of the 4 is pink. And we've already sold the black and the green and the blue.
You get
Yeah.
pink. I'll buy 2 of them. One for the wife, one for the daughter. How about that?
See? Doubling
Nice.
down there.
I don't care. We'll order them tomorrow. This is not the discussion we had. Y'all are pulling a bunch of bullshit.
Listen, you can rewind.
Before the show.
Rewind the chat.
Yeah, scroll up. It's still there.
They're acting like I'm the one that kiboshed the pink. That's not the case. I don't think we'll sell 30 of them. I got 1 vote, and there's my vote. I don't care what we do. If we decide we're going to do it, we'll sell.
I didn't
Sell
I
pink
didn't move that
tumblers.
screen.
I'm looking at it right now, and it says FEP Labs. I am a nope on the pink tumblers.
Yes.
You haven't
that's
sold
what
out
I
the
said.
black. I bet money will be sitting on a case of pink tumblers. And then right after that, I said, I say get a case of the pink.
Get a case of the pink. Aye.
I'd like a case of the pink. Oh, was that my outside voice?
That was.
It was.
Christine must not be in earshot of you.
Yeah, she is.
She just probably eye rolled you, though.
She's heard it before.
I had a really good contact on 12 meters.
So what's the green and the blue for Chris?
Nobody
FT4
cares.
versus FT8. If you hover over that, it should let you know the number of
Oh.
contacts.
Tooltips. FT412, FT819. Nice.
We're at 50%
Guess I should have known.
time.
I should have known.
Come on, dude. Let's finish this. Come on.
And most people are running 100 watts. We got 24 QSOs at 51 to 100 watts, which is also unspecified wattage. And then we have 22 QSOs somewhere between 11 and 50. And this is self-reporting on your honor. And then we only have 3 QSOs made at 5 watts, 5 to 10
And that's why
watts.
QRP sucks.
So I thought you were saying that unspecified was treated as QRO, but you
It is
still
treated-
record it differently?
We report it as unspecified, but as far as scoring is concerned, it's considered
Okay.
QRO.
Okay.
So,
So I
if-
was wrong. I
if
admit it.
if it's unspecified, you're making things a little more difficult on yourself, especially if you're operating barefoot or less.
Prep Ham Paul's at 9 watts. He's given it all 9 watts.
I've given it all I can get.
6 minutes to win, folks. 6
Got to
minutes.
say
to
that
win.
with a Scottish accent, Chuck. I'm
Yeah.
giving her all she's got.
I've given all she's got, Captain.
That's it.
I'm just a doctor.
Brian, I've heard this
Oh, that's the
saying
other guy.
before, Brian.
Let's get this guy right here. Let's get him. PY2MIG.
Brian wants a 40-ounce pink tumbler. Not only does he want a tumbler, he wants a bigger one.
Well, hold on a 2nd I
Mhm.
did say no to pre-orders. I did say no pre-orders because I
Yes,
don't
you
want to
did.
be.
Oh,
I
did you
said I don't want to be
just look it up?
responsible for any money up front.
That's right. And Jim said that's the only way I'll go.
That's right.
Again,
way he
one
rolls.
vote. One vote. That's it.
Michael KD8GIJ is asking, does contact have any bearing on what cards are drawn, or is the draw random? So yes is the answer to both of those questions. Take it away, Chris.
Yeah, it certainly is. There is a bit of randomness to it, but it's based on distance, band, and power. And so we can shift those probabilities around a little bit depending on those things.
Trying to find that. There it is. Right there is the chart. And this is on the rules page. You can see the chart of your probability of getting a card at your, I guess it's your distance levels.
Correct.
And there's 13 cards of each type in the deck, 52 cards total. So that's why the probabilities are all weird. 15.38% chance of getting a 2 on a short distance contact. Bryant wants to know if the pink tumblers are going to be 40 ounce. The colors change when you change sizes too. The choices of colors is different.
What are we getting now? 3 2s?
32, yep. Triple deuce.
3 2s. 3 2s.
Richard's asking if there's any ideas why he's not registering. Richard, if you go to the settings at the top of the page, now if you go to help at the top of the page, I'm sorry, it will give you some information on configuring. And what you need to be aware of is this setting here at the bottom, secondary UDP server.
Crap cards.
It's like playing real cards, Chuck.
Yeah. I should have Kathy coming in here and picking people. She's good at cards.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that on the next one. Let's see if that guy. I don't think I got that guy yet. Oh, I did. Dang it.
Oh, the heat just kicked on. It's getting cold in here. Close the window. Make sure you check the box. That's right, Ham Till It Hurts. There's a little box that says to actually do the thing. You can fill it out, but not check it.
Yeah, you got to check that box, son.
2 minutes and 40 some seconds. Yeah, we got a contact into China. That's got to be Mr. Glenn.
I was getting China last night. What band was that?
EK2HTV, yep.
This guy just went way distance on me here. What's TI?
Boys arguing about this time. If we only ship to VK land, David, we do ship, but the cost of the shipping is greater than the cost of the tumbler.
You're
So if you
looking
would
at
like to, we can do it.
$28 to $35, David.
To ship there?
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Well,
that's
we
for an
sent
antenna, a tumbler.
we sent a siding over there. How much did that cost?
$33 or something like that.
how they
35,
get you.
28. I don't remember. It was over $25. And David, if you want one, then you just email us at coffeeandhamradios@gmail.com because we have to do it manually.
Yep.
No,
do
the
it
site will not
manually.
allow you to purchase. You gotta email us and we'll negotiate.
We'll sit
Off
down
the
across
site.
the table in a dark room.
Right.
You tell me that you want one of these antennas, but
Just
you live
trying
in
to cheat at
Australia.
poker. I would be happier with the randomness if we could try to improve our hands with additional contacts. But I mean, what casino table do you stand up at that lets you draw more cards after the hand is full?
Well, if you're playing 5-card draw.
Right. This is basically stud. 5 stud.
So Chris is asking, does POTA count for extra points? I don't believe we're doing any extra bonus points, are we, Chris?
Not in this one, no, but we do have that ability. We do also have the ability to understand the license class of the station you made a contact with, so we can do things like bonuses for real tech, those sorts of things. So we'll adjust these rules as time moves on. Again, we're working out some of the kinks. We're getting things improved, adding new features in, and we'll continue to do that. And, we can have all kinds of things in the future. So
15 seconds. So at this point, your strategy should be just to hold fast on that guy and hope he replies back. Because you can't start a new contact. That actually
And
makes
for
it
what
even
it's
worse.
worth, it's not just VK land. Anything that's not United States is handled manually, so just email us.
Canada's pretty bad on shipping too, right?
Yes, they're not much cheaper than sending it to Australia.
These British colonies, Canada, Australia, I mean, they
Right? The Commonwealth territories. Yeah.
right, they really get you.
Yeah. So K7FC, Zach has won with a 3 of a kind. I don't know what I was trying to say. Triple eights, 3 of a kind.
That's the second
and that,
triple eights.
It is. And that triple eight, 3 of a kind beats the triple two, 3 of a kind. And we got 2 pair from Grayman Poda, pair of 7s, pair of 6s. We got Jason with a pair of 5s. We got Stacy with a pair of 10s.
Jason's got a pair of 4s too.
Oh, he does. 2 pair. You're right. Pair of 5s, pair of 4s, which does not beat pair of 7, pair of 6. And Stacy's pair of 10s beats Travis's pair of 10s. Probably because Travis never finished his hand. Come on, Travis. Kenneth with a pair of 10s beats James with a pair of 10s, which beats Norm. Welcome, Norm. Good to see you again. With a pair of 9s, which beats Jason with a pair of 8s. And who else do we have on the board here? Who showed up for work today? Prep Ham Paul, Eric Randberg, Jim Perry at 13th place, beating out Hamstick Eric at 14th. Lee McCrocklin, our buddy Lee, in 15th. Colin in 16th. Preston's in 17th. Glenn VK2HTV in 18th. Our buddy Covain, 19th. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's just funny that way because I don't know how to pronounce it. Or maybe that is right. I still don't know. We talked about this like 2 years ago, man.
It's Covanier.
Covanier. Right? Gotta add that little twist on it. Give it that sizzle. Chuck Schultz in 20th place. Got 4 pages of players here, folks. What do we got? Rod Clark, Steven Cyphers, Frank Christ, or is it Frank?
It's Christ, Frank.
Richard McNamara, Christopher Anderson, Jeffrey Darby, John Forrest, Don Weeks, Chuck Thompson. Last page is Paul Reedy.
Saw Quirky James in there too.
Scott Halls, Andy Moran, Russell Brown, Randall Rash, David Klein, Lou West, James Hannibal, that's the quirky man, Joseph Harris. 39 players this time around. Thank you very much.
Not bad.
Thank you very much. Folks, that's the end of the sprint for the night. Thank you all for playing, and we will do this again sometime once I can get these fellers over here to stop arguing.
I think we could do it next Thursday.
I got 1 vote.
No, next Thursday we're having a special guest speaker on from the Ham Stop.
Oh, right.
The maker of the Skyhook.
Oh, you did the video on that the other day.
Oh, I got to plug Frank, Wilderness Frank. He's getting ready to do his Tradio. It is a amateur radio swap exchange.
Oh, nice.
And he's on Ham Radio Wilderness with Frank. Check him out.
Did he sign the rider and pay the fees for that?
He did.
Yes.
Frank, drop a link.
Okay.
Drop a link, Frank.
We're sending him a bill now.
The arguments
on the
were
way.
great, Richard. Yes. We have lots of arguments.
They weren't arguments. They were discussions.
See, now
Which
he's
was
already
backed up by
discussions.
factual
Just discussions.
documentation.
Right. All right, there's the Moto Man. Check him out.
Thank you all.
thank you.
Thanks,
All
everybody.
right, we'll see y'all later.
Steve, you got the button?
Done.